You're live.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Sorry about that. I don't have my phone today. I'm using it as my internet source because the last couple times on the computer, my internet hasn't been so good and it was really blotchy and I didn't like that. So I'm using my phone today. So I'm not going to be able to comment and see y'all in the comments, but I love y'all very much. Thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and everything y'all do. This would be nothing without y'all. This is COCW Corner, y'all. We do this every Monday at 7 p.m. is our new time, Central Standard Time, live from Cannabis Open Carry Walk's Facebook page. And if you can't catch the live, it'll be broadcasted replay on YouTube on CannaCorner. So y'all go check out both of those if you do not have, you haven't looked them up yet. So. Cool deal. We got an awesome show today, but normally I talk about upcoming events and stuff. The one thing I wanted to let y'all know about was, of course, the YouTube channel. New YouTube channel for CannaCorner is now out. A couple more YouTube channels you need to check out is Walk number 4 Change. And also, this week, I'm going to creating the Cannabis and Carry Walks tube. So y'all stay tuned for that. This is broadcast live Coffee Party USA Radio, Cannabis Open Carry Walks, KM420. We replaying it along with the We Love Ed radio station now. So they are sponsors as well as Blog Talk, Coffee Party USA Radio, I think already said, and I take liberty with coffee. So the Human Solution International, didn't want to forget that one. That's all the sponsors that we have for this show. So I wanted to give a huge big shout out to them. They're amazing and help us spread the word about why cannabis should be legal and get the stories. That's this whole show started. It's to get those stories out there because education is the key. I got Amber Lee trying to call me. I don't want to shit. Okay, I don't want to. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me.
She's in. No. She's in. She's in the waiting room, Candace.
I will. I'm gonna go check a message really quick because Amberly is.
Candace. She's in the message. She's
coming on. Just try to call me again. Amberly, if you can see this, love, I am trying to message you.
Candace, can you hear me?
Bear with me, y'all. Waiting room. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Sorry.
Candace, can you hear me?
It's hard to try to type sideways. Amberly, if you can hear me, I will be adding you. Stay right there in that waiting room. You're doing perfect, love. And I will be adding you in just a second. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I am trying to get sideways here. But heck yeah. So, without further ado, since Amberly's in the way,
Candace, can you hear me?
Host.
Candace, can you hear me?
Let me see. It says participants. It doesn't say.
Candace, can you hear me?
Invite by messenger. Nope, wrong one. Hi. There she is. Okay, there we go. I found her.
Okay, Candace, can you hear me? Amber, can you hear me?
On.
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. Candace can't hear me for some reason. I don't know why.
Sorry, y'all. Normally a little thing pops up. And right now it's being weird. Normally a thing pops up and I can add her. Bobby, are you around by any chance? Can you
Candace,
add
I've been
her? It's
talking to you
being
for 10
weird on my
minutes.
end.
Candace, can you hear me?
No, I don't want to send her a message. I want to add her.
Candace, can you hear me?
Oh, look, there she is.
Candace, can you
Hey,
hear me?
Amberly.
Hi.
Can you hear me? I'm waiting here. It says that can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Amber, you can't hear her, correct?
Yeah, I don't think she could hear me.
No, I
Are
heard her.
you
First.
on
I
mute,
heard
maybe?
her. Yeah, because I heard her when she said my name, but then nothing after that.
Ay. Okay.
My volume's up. My mute is off.
Candace. You can't hear us, Candace.
Sorry, love. I'm having a little issue with being able to hear you. If you click your screen at the bottom, is there a mute button there?
Tell her, Amber, she can see you. Apparently she can't see.
What's going on then, Bobby? Do you know?
Yes, it's yours. It's yours. We are fine. It's you, Candace. Go out and come back.
It looks like we're having technical issues because I can't hear Bobby and I can't hear Amberly now.
Can you hear me? That you still can't hear me?
She can't hear you. Just hold on a minute.
Okay.
Just hold on a minute. Candace.
Bobby, I can't hear nobody.
I know you need to leave and come back. Leave and come back.
Let me hold on.
If you can hear me, Candace, they said leave and come back.
Can I hear now?
Candace.
Maybe we all should leave.
I heard you just fine before, Bobby, but now I don't hear. Hold on, let me see.
Maybe we should send her a message.
Well, that's what started
Oh,
this.
wait, I can barely hear you now.
That's what started this was the messaging. That's the problem. She's on her phone.
Okay, I hear. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know what in the world just happened.
I know what happened. You answered the message. I'm going to leave now. Toodaloo.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, Amberly.
That's okay.
I'm used to being on my computer, and now I got my phone. And normally, when it's me as host, your name will pop up there, and I just add you. But this time, I had to go hunt for you, and I think I might have touched someone I did that. But
no, you hadn't. You weren't made host yet. That's the problem. And you answered her message, so it messed up everything. So you're host now.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
leaving.
I get it. So I fucked
you're host
everything.
now, and I'll talk to you later.
That.
No, you're okay. I'll talk to you later.
How are you doing today, Amberly?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. I'm so glad you came on the show. I know I've been waiting so much to be able to talk to you. I know that you had an event last week, and we wanted to be able to talk about that a little bit. But before we do that, can I get you to introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are and what is you?
Yes, my name is Amberly Taylor with Taylor's Voice. I am a human rights activist. My activism started about 10 years ago when my dad got a de facto life sentence for a joint in Oklahoma. He was charged as an habitual offender because he had previous felonies for methamphetamine use, but he got clean with marijuana, and Oklahoma took a big portion of my dad's life away for him getting clean with marijuana. So now,
wow, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it was pretty devastating. It was the same year that my two oldest kids' father passed away, and my mother was murdered. So it was like bam, bam from every which way life could hit me. I got pretty angry, but I turned my anger into activism. And it took me a while. I thought the battle was lost many times, but I met this amazing cannabis group. I met this amazing cannabis community. There was so many people that were involved in getting my dad free. It was not just me. It was a whole fleet of people that were calling governors and putting letters in and going to Hemp Fest and wearing Free Thomas Landris shirts and screaming Free Thomas Landris every day. So it was at all of y'all, everybody. I'm sure some people are watching that help. So thank y'all. So a little bit of that rubbed off on my son. A lot of people are asking about my 11-year-old. My 11-year-old went viral on ABC Worldwide News. He is an 11-year-old human rights activist. I think I rubbed off on him a little bit.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yes, so that's where St. Louis comes into play. We went to a rally in St. Louis. St. Louis is notorious for not only locking people up for cannabis, but also locking minors up without a criminal defense attorney or their parents present and charging them as adults for a variety of things, even extreme as murder when when there's a lot of evidence that says otherwise. So Missouri,
right.
Missouri is known for incarcerating people without evidence and incarcerating people for cannabis. So that's what we went down there to speak about. We also, my son ended up leading the rally for Breonna Taylor. So that was really dope. He's only 11. So the fact that he knows.
And that kid,
yeah.
Y'all just watch. I'll watch out. I'm telling you, this generation's going to be it. The ones that you think we're better right now. I said the same about my daughter. Amazing. She just turned 12. And so I think I'm rubbing on her at this thing that and our kids are going to be grown up to be something to reckon with for sure. Like, I almost
agree.
sorry for those people.
Yes, ma'am. Every time he opens his mouth, I just think, but it's scary.
That's amazing. As well. It's amazing.
Yes, it's scary as well. We've already been.
Oh yeah, very scary.
I was put out of an apartment that I had lived in for 9 years. My kids had gone to the same school their whole lives, and after we held the Freedom and Justice rally across the street at the Arapahoe County Jail, our family was given a notice to vacate, that they were not going to renew our lease. So we have already been retaliated against, and me and my husband sit down and talk with my son. Thank you. Thank you for your compassion. I appreciate it. Because there's some people out there that's like, well, that's what you get. You should know what you're doing. And I would do it all over again.
No, it's bullshit. Because you are putting your life out there online. And I realize how scary that is. At first, I wouldn't let them know I smoked or anything because you got to worry about CS coming in. I know that's a thought on you, because words, even if it's not a legal fight for it, they still come in and say shit. You know what I mean? So I understand you're stepping and taking a big risk, and it's for all of us. It's not for you, you know what I mean? It's for everyone out there. You're risking your livelihood and your child, livelihood to help people. And that's, I commend you. I commend you for that. And I'm so sorry you lost your place. That shouldn't have ever happened.
No, it shouldn't have, but my community has rallied behind me. I really appreciate you having me on the show today so I could share my story with everybody. Like, I just always feel the love that comes from my little village. So thank you for having me on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And set up right now, did y'all find another place?
Yes, ma'am, we did. I found another place almost immediately with a lot of prayer and a lot of help. I put a post on Facebook the day it happened, and like 9 people reached out to me ready to help me find somewhere to get to. So our world is dope. Awesome. There's a lot of really bad things going on right now, but the good people that's in the world is super dope.
Oh yeah, there are good people out there still. Sometimes you wonder because you run into the world of people, but we can't let that change us. Like, you got to stay true to you, and you got to keep being right, keep being good, and you will find those good people. There are still a lot of good people in the world that are willing to help any way they can.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. I agree very much so. My son is speaking in Pueblo, Colorado on Sunday for those of you who want to know where you can find Nicholas next. He always,
Wow.
at his rally, speaks about Lance Glore. Lance Glore is a family friend. Lance Glore is one of the first people who reached out to me when he was free to help me free my dad. And then he ended up getting incarcerated a couple of years later. Yeah, so Lance Glore is one of the original freedom fighters in Free Thomas Landreth. So we always take flyers with us. We put our free Lance Glore shirt on. We let everybody who will listen about Lance Glore. Another case that is dear to our hearts is Orlando Fields. He was a 15-year-old who was given a life sentence for a crime that there is extraordinary evidence proving that he did not commit this crime. Even the victim's wife, who was present at the scene, says that this was not the young man that was there. And he was 15 years old when he was incarcerated. So those are the two cases that me and my 11-year-old are fighting for daily right now.
Okay, I know that I know about Glore. I'm not sure about the other one, but can you let our audience know, in case they don't know, about how they can help with Lance Glore or the one you just mentioned? How can you get a hold and help those people?
Yes, ma'am. So there is a freelance Glore page. Everybody can also check out his mother's page, Tracy Glore. And then a good resource to get information about all pot prisoners is Freedom Grow Forever. They have a website that keeps up-to-date information, and they are one of Lance Glore's top advocates. They are also an advocate for Michael Thompson. He is also a longstanding pot prisoner, and he also was recently contracted COVID. So they've been working really hard alongside Amy Can Do with the Can Do Foundation for Michael Thompson. So there's a lot more. Like I could go on and name them all day. There's still thousands. You think that there's not, but there's thousands of people incarcerated for marijuana still right now. And I think there's like 300 lifers
still being
left.
incarcerated. Like people don't realize that even though it's legal in states, it's still probably illegal with the feds have been they can come and take everything you got. And kind of what happened to Lance Glore, like be honest with you, is he was causing a ruckus and didn't like it. And so what did he do? Went in and busted him and that's why he's in jail right now. So that's not fair that they just pinch you, they leave alone. And normally the smaller businesses they go after, not the
yes,
big,
ma'am. I'm glad that you
money-made
businesses,
you know.
Absolutely. All that it's about is money. And I think that Lance Glore was making waves in his community. He was a huge activist. He was for the people. His business was for patients. And that's what he did was he helped the community. And I think that they targeted him just like they do. I mean, I'm in Denver right now, and there were activists who were out fighting and protesting for Elijah McClain. I don't know if you are aware of that story, but it's a viral story. And they were arrested. They were just activists peacefully protesting, then they were arrested. So it's very real to be retaliated against for activism, and people don't think or understand that. But I have found since the Black Lives Matter movement that a lot of my cannabis allies have shunned me. And I think that we need to form a unity, because the cannabis community has been convicted for a long time. And it's time to unite with all parties who have been convicted in every single aspect of the law that is wrong. So
exactly.
I don't think
and I tell people this all the time. You're not going to agree 100% with me on everything. But we can agree the fact that pot, it shouldn't be illegal and people shouldn't still go into jail. So they're not, you're saying you got shunned or whatever, people aren't going to believe, they're going to agree with me 100% on everything. They're not going to agree with you, but we can get together and unite because we can agree with it. So yes, I agree.
I think we all can agree that no one should go to jail for a plant. And you touched on a subject about it still being illegal federally. And I have to say that I share things about pot prisoners in a lot of cannabis groups that I'm in and get a backlash from them with people saying, well, they should have followed the law or they should have followed the rules. And they don't understand that they are not following federal law right now either. They are breaking federal law too and judging others who have been convicted or condemned for their cannabis use. So my message
and not only that, but if it wasn't these people are breaking the law, we couldn't get our meds. Like the heroes in my eyes. They're going against grain. They are making sure that we can get our medicine. This is life-saving medicine product. People just hope and want to get high. This person's got cancer, and it's the only thing that's going to save this person. They've tried everything. This is ricks in oil, and this hero sells their product even though it's illegal and gets paid for it. In my opinion, you shouldn't be like that. We should say, oh, you should follow the rules because they're bad rules to begin with. And obviously, no, our states are getting with the program, you know what I mean? So we have to break these laws or die. And I refuse to just stay down and get up.
I agree. And it's a fight for us all to be in. A war on drugs is a war on people. It is not okay to take people's lives away for their seek for natural medication. We all are patients. No matter how you consume cannabis, you're a patient. You're a cannabis patient because it is a medicine. It has medicinal properties. And we have been convicted of that since the war on drugs. Cannabis prohibition is a war on people.
Exact family. I don't realize how many families are being torn apart right now. These babies normally are making a mistake when kids going in prison, become institutionalized because they're there for 10 years for fucking joint for a gram of pot, and then they come out with a federal charge in their ass so they can get a real job. What do you know what I mean? And so they basically tie their hands for the rest of their life, make them criminals because of free plan. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Peggy Sue and Glenn Kneeling is a good case of that. They were convicted for medical cannabis, and they were turned into criminals by the community that convicted them. And they were not judged by their peers. They were judged by people that have no idea what cannabis means to our community. They don't understand the people that has been saved from our community, the loved ones that we have still here with us because of cannabis. So I think that stories like that are very important for people to understand, because some people think that because weed is legal now, that people aren't locked up for it. Just the other day, Colorado just signed to expunge cannabis people's felonies, and we've had it legal here for a decade. And the other day, so just because weed is legal in your town does not mean people aren't still on parole for that. They aren't still on probation for that. They're still not fighting cases for that. I personally have a marijuana prohibited ticket in Oklahoma that's 17 years old, that when I started protesting, I got notified that I never finished paying for it. And this is for the smell of marijuana. No marijuana was found in my car. It was just for the smell of marijuana. And now they want to put me on 6 months probation with the deferred sentence.
The smell?
For
how can you do that?
17-year-old. Yeah, it's in Lawton, Oklahoma.
You have to have a smokable amount.
Yeah, so it's not even legal there anymore. So I don't understand. I'm gonna let y'all know if I need some protesting or some letter writing.
Yeah, you that, because I'm pretty sure that Bobby can help you with that shit, because that's bullshit. You have they can't just say, oh, I smell weed, I'm gonna charge you. They have to find weed, and it has to be a smokable amount.
Yeah, it literally says marijuana prohibited, smell of marijuana on the ticket. Yes. I still have the ticket.
That is crazy.
I was like, no
please
way.
let me know more about that. For sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to Oklahoma and I am going to stand before that judge. So if something happens, I might be saying, y'all come protest for me. Y'all come, because it's completely absurd the way that the system uses marijuana to get every dollar they can get out of it to every last moment.
Yes, it's all about money.
Yeah, yes, it absolutely positively is. It absolutely positively is. And that's why it's so hard for lower income people to get into the marijuana industry after it's legalized, because the same people who are legalizing it are the ones who are locking people up for it. And we're just the bottom people that were like, hey.
And then they're got a felony on their record, and they're not even allowed to be a cultivate marijuana now. They're legal because they have a felony. Felons allowed to cultivate. So
Oklahoma
it's
is
crazy.
the only state. Oklahoma is revolutionary. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because Oklahoma leads in mass incarceration in the United States. But Oklahoma is revolutionary because they did put a clause in there that after 5 years of your felony, as long as it's not sexual or violent, you can cultivate. You can own a dispensary. And you can commercially grow. Yeah, Oklahoma is revolutionary on that standpoint. And I think that's just because everybody in Oklahoma who's a politician is grimy, so they had to make sure they could get themselves in the door. They didn't know it was gonna help us little people out.
Definitely.
Yeah. But that Oklahoma does have that as their law.
Right. No, I didn't know that about Oklahoma. That's awesome. I learned something new today.
Yes, ma'am.
Heck
yes,
yeah. Ma'am. The other thing I wanted you to ask about was Taylor's voice. I know that son, he's 11, you said?
Yes, ma'am. He's an 11-year-old 6th grader.
That's awesome. I definitely want to get him on the show one day for sure and talk to him a little bit and let him come on and let us know what it is he does and what his passion is behind. But speaking of passion, I know you told me the reason why you were famous because of your dad and everything, but how did cannabis help you with ailments you might have? And I would kind of get your story out there as far as why it helps you.
Cannabis is part of my daily lifestyle. I have been a CNA for 15 years, and I had a patient fall on me, and it broke 3 vertebrae in my neck. And I was supposed to have spinal fusion surgery, but it was right after I had my daughter, who's 2 years old now. So I wouldn't have been able to hold her. I wouldn't have been able to walk around. I would have had to have this big old brace on my neck. So I decided not to. And they told me I only was allowed to be on pain medication for 90 days, or I had to go see a psychiatrist and I had to go to pain management. So I started to find what cannabis I could use to avoid having surgery and avoid being on Oxycontin for the rest of my life and going to all these doctor's appointments just to get my pain medicine. So I started using Mary's Medicinals. There's some topicals that help, but it's super expensive. So I reached out to Chris and Andy Martin at Hempful Farms, and they sent me a care package when I graduated. And there was this lotion and serum. Yeah. So there, I take 2 drops sublingually under my tongue of their CBD. And then I put the topical cream on the back of my neck, and I haven't had to have any pain medication in over a year.
That is
They've
awesome.
Also helped my grandmother. Their gummies, the Hempful Farm gummies, helped my grandmother stay off of pain medications too. Like, we order her some every month, and my grandma's like 80 years old, and first time she's ever tried any marijuana products. And she moved to Mississippi where she couldn't get her pain medication. Like, they're really like not giving my 80-year-old grandma her pain meds. So I'm like, well, let me send you some gummies. And I sent her these gummies, and she's off pain meds with these gummies.
That is awesome. I love to hear stories like that. I really do, because there are a lot of people right now that are on different pain medicines, and they put you on a medicine for everything nowadays. And it ruins a lot of lives. People get addicted. It's dangerous for your liver. Like, it doesn't ever help or cure you. It just put a Band-Aid on it, and then you're buying that pill for the rest of your life. And like, and I was 3 milligram Xanax a day. I don't remember anything. Like, I'm not a good mom. I couldn't even remember how I raised my kid, much less You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that was
Yes.
when CBS came in. The fact that a joint hash was wrong, that I could take 3 milligrams of Xanax today, no problem. That
Yes.
doctor prescribed. So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
our doctors
it's
and
amazing.
pharmacies are the biggest drug dealer there is. And I say that with the exception of the good physicians that's out there, the physicians that want to try everything before they put you on the medication, the physicians that know when you need the medication and who aren't going to treat you like a drug addict because you do need a medication, like if you break your arm or your neck, you know,
Right.
like there's just such the stigma against pain management to where you can't even if we wanted to go and get a pain medication, my 80-year-old grandma can't. So the only thing we do have is cannabis. It's better for us. It's easier to access. It's a lot less expensive because, like you said, whenever you take medications like pain meds, you have to take medications for other things that the pain medication causes. So cannabis is just better all around. There's not enough research for doctors to get behind that. My OBGYN called CPS on me with my last child because she said there was not enough research for her to support my cannabis use. Even though I had just broke my neck, she would allow me to take Oxycontin while pregnant, but not cannabis. Wow. Yes. So, I mean, I fought the system.
So, like,
yes. Yes.
But I totally understand what you're saying. They allowed you to take Xanax while I was pregnant. Said it would be horrible for my child if I get off because I didn't take it so long. But yet, don't smoke weed. Like,
yes.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes, ma'am. That's and now I'm loud and proud. I don't care who sees me. I don't have to worry about what's gonna be taken from me because I have sustained my own. So now I can speak up without fear of my housing being taken away or my food stamps being taken away. Right. Now that I've graduated, I made sure to pull myself by those bootstraps that I never had. You know, like I don't understand what people say. I don't understand why people say that about people who are in poverty because we don't have the same chances as others. But I did that so that I can have my voice be heard. I think it's important that my 11-year-old, that's why I stand to the side and I let him amplify his voice because it's very important for our youth. They're our future. Everything he says, every word he says is important. And I try to let him use that voice as much as I can.
Definitely. And I definitely want him on the show. We're getting him a spot here soon. I'll message you after and we'll get him his own little segment and everything because I'll spend some time talking to him a little bit. Like I said, my daughter's 12, so I know a lot of the stuff you're going on with kids. She's watched, you know, I told her if I wouldn't let him on walk, and then she's, Mom, I want to go.
Yeah.
Well, she wanted to go. You know what I mean? I can't tell her she can't. So I started her going to walk, and she's got the passion fire about her. She stood behind Lex Fortel, the one that had to go to Colorado for seizures. And she's been seizure-free since she went to Colorado and areas that see how it helps me and on any medications. And I'm actually pursuing in her life now, you know what I mean? And not all drugs on pills. And so it's awesome to see how our kids are watching us and seeing how horrible and wrong that is, that what our government's doing right now. And Absolutely. It just makes you want to step up, being the mom, and make sure our kids have a better life, you know.
Absolutely, a better life for everybody. That's why I allow my 11-year-old to speak there. If you go on YouTube and you type in Nicholas Elijah Evans, ABC Worldwide News, you can see his video, but go on there and look at the comments. There's a lot of people who are like, her son is a puppet, or you should call CPS on her. And that just makes me let him use his voice even more so, because there's still people out there who aren't understanding. There's people out there who are not understanding the anti-racist movement, the Free the Pot Prisoners movement. And it's a necessity for people to educate their loved ones, their family members, the ones who don't understand, I'm still trying to find my way to not be so aggressive, because I get really excited and passionate about what I'm doing. So I'm trying to like figure out how to convey my message, so everybody will hear, so people will understand that are listening to me. So that's something I'm working on personally. And I hope that we all feel like it's our duty to educate others who just don't understand that it's not okay to be racist, and it's not okay to lock people up for a plant.
No, it's not. Definitely not okay, for sure. Well, hell yeah, this is a great interview. I say you did great. I didn't feel like, I thought you were very soft the whole time. Like, it's an amazing interview. And congratulations on your dad's 1-year release. That's awesome. I know you're happy about him. My son actually served 3 years, 6 years for cannabis. We both were kind of in this together before he put in jail, but another reason now why, because horrible they did to him. Like, he was a baby, and he never had done anything without mama. He had just turned 18, and they're like, well, your mom can't come here with you. I couldn't tell him what to do, and so he ended up pleading guilty at his arraignment, because they told him he was going to get 20 years. All this bull didn't scare him.
That's
and
what
so
they
it's
do.
cool what they're doing to our babies. And
yes, they kidnap people's children. That's basically what they're doing, is kidnapping people's children. The Orlando Field story that I was speaking about, he was 15 years old when he was taken out of his grandmother's bed sleeping, charged with a murder, where the victims who survived literally say this is not the young man, and he was still put in jail and has been sitting there for over a decade. Screaming he's innocent, horrible. Still saying he's innocent. The whole community is saying he's innocent. He doesn't even fit the description of the person who committed this crime. And again, the victims who survived also say that this wasn't him. They can steal people's children.
Is there a petition or anything that we might be able to put in the comments after this to help with that?
Yes, ma'am. So if you go to FAIR Facebook page, Demita Bishop is the lead advocate on this case, and FAIR is fighting against institutionalized railroading. If you go to her page or the FAIR Facebook page, you can find information on the Orlando Fields case, and I will also be sharing it every day. So y'all can go on my page, Amberly R. Taylor is my public page, or type in Taylor's Voice, INCC, on Facebook, and it'll go to my page. And I usually try to update cases. I have, me and Demita are going to start a radio show in Atlanta every Friday, where we will be having inmates come on, and we'll have them share their spoken words, and we'll have them share their music, and we'll have them tell their story. And I'm in criminology. My major is criminology at MSU. So I try to share all the knowledge, like all the questions I have, everything I try to share on my page. So if you want to kind of go to law school with me, and then check out my page, I try to share as much information for families who need it on there. And then my son, Nicholas Elijah Evans, is on YouTube. You can watch all of his speeches. I think he has about 20 or so on there, and it's growing. So please go check him out.
That's amazing.
Also, Freedom Grow Forever. Definitely. Don't let me forget them. Always go to Freedom Grow Forever's page. Always stay with Freedom Grow Forever. Amy Can Do, the Can Do Foundation, Weldon Angelos, Mission Green, all of those people. You can always get updates, pot prisoner updates as well.
Heck, thank you so much for coming to the show, Amberly. You did an amazing job. Thank you for spending time with me. You got a busy life with your kiddo and everything. Y'all are doing a great job. I commend 100%. Anytime you have any event that you want to get out there, talk about, and of course, I want you on, hit me up, and we'll you on. You can talk about the events and stuff.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna try to get my dad to call in for y'all. He's really old, and he was incarcerated for a long time, so he really doesn't know how to use Zoom. But he can use the phone, so he could call in, like maybe on one show or something. I could maybe set that up for y'all. He really has a good story to tell. Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for having me so much.
Oh, definitely.
This was really great. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for the
anytime, love,
opportunity.
anytime.
Yes, ma'am. Have a blessed night, y'all.
You too. A blessed day.
Thank you.
Awesome, y'all. So that's Amberly. I cannot wait to get the interview with her son. I think she's Nicholas. I'm always bad name. But y'all, Taylor Voice, Amberly Taylor. Go look him up on Facebook. Check all this links out that she sent. And y'all start following her. And she's very interesting. I've been friends with her for a little while now. And I'm just amazed by all that she's doing. It is scary as a mom to do this, especially when your kid's involved. I mean, but what do you do when your kids are begging you? You know, they see what's going on, and they're like, "Mom, you know, like in my instance, my daughter's wanting to go on walk with us." At first I was like, no, I was scared about it, but then I got thinking, you know, she needs to learn. She needs to learn how to do this. She needs to learn how to be able to fight her rights, because little by little, rights are taken away, y'all. And this is not the world we've been in a while back ago. So I want to make sure my daughter, you know, knows how to grow her own vegetables, knows how to fend herself in case something happens, and knows how to fight for her rights. And so anytime daughters, you know what, I just don't go out on that walk, and then I'm not gonna make her that. That's her choice. If she chooses to go out there just like her son's choosing to, what should she do? Is she bad mom because she lets her go out there? No, she's not. She is doing what he's wanting to do. She is giving him his voice, and she is raising him right, in my opinion. So thank you, Emily, for coming on. I think that's pretty much what we got to do, y'all. So shout out to CannaCorner Radio, Cannabis Very Walk. Y'all go hit them up. Walk Change. Go to hit up at www.walk14.us. Mixler.com for 14 radio, y'all. KM20 radio. And the Human Solution International. And like I said, we've got a new CannaCorner YouTube, so y'all go ahead and subscribe and share that. And Human Solution International, y'all check them out. And that's it for today, y'all. Peace.